Oh wow, jackpot.
Hi everybody, welcome back to the Retro Ghetto. So, are charity shops dead? That's something which I've always disputed on this channel. I've had many great finds over the years, a lot of which I've documented and shown you guys throughout my many different charity shop hunts. However, I can no longer deny that it's definitely getting harder. My finds have become fewer and further between, and often when I have had decent finds, they've been at prices closer to what you would associate with the high streets and shops such as CEX. So I've decided to go out and hunt as many charity shops as I can to prove or disprove the theory that charity shops are dead. Now, I'm going to go to 50 different charity shops. I'm going to be primarily hunting video games, but I'm also going to be on the lookout for DVDs, Blu-rays, football shirts, trainers, anything that I think's interesting or that I can take to CEX to flip and ultimately buy myself something that I want for my collection. Now, the rules are going to be relatively simple. I'm going to be heading to as many charity shops as possible each day. I'm going to be asking every single charity shop whether they have any video games in the back. But not only that, where possible, I'm going to be asking what's changed, why there are less video games and desirable items on the shelves than there used to be, and try and get some information that can help us all with our hunts going forwards. So as I head into day one of this 50 charity shop hunt epic, the rules, as I say, are very simple. Go to as many as possible, find as much cool stuff as I can, and if there isn't anything, find out why. Let's go. Sorry, so there's no video games in the back or anything like that?
No, we don't really get many of them in.
Okay, no problem. I appreciate it anyway, thank you. Okay, so day one was always going to be a bit of a challenge because I only had a few hours. So I just hit up my locals, and I frequent my local charity shops very often. So the chances of me stumbling across some gold mine in a back room somewhere were relatively slim. However, we did find video games. First ones that we found really were at the RSPCA charity shop, and they were priced at CEX voucher price. Now, if in doubt, if there's any charity shop staff watching, I think that's the sweet spot, right? If you want to ensure that you're getting the most profitable amount for your charity shop, whilst also giving people a good price, I think CEX voucher price is a good place to go. I don't think you can go too far wrong with that. If I wanted those games, I would have picked them up, but they're just not games that I need for my collection, and obviously with them being at CEX voucher price, it wasn't worth me picking them up to trade them to CEX, so I left them for somebody else. However, the very last stop of the day, my local charity shop, the lady said, yeah, there's some games in, come into the back. I wasn't going to pull my phone out and start filming when I was stood next to the lady in the back room, but there was some decent stuff here. So, let's go through them first, shall we? So the first one of this pile, I probably bought half the games. Yeah, I've got 4 here. There was probably 7 or 8. The first one that I picked up was Call of Duty Black Ops. Now this one is still getting decent price at CEX, so they're selling this for £10. There's a £4 voucher price on it, and weirdly they had a copy of Black Ops 4 there as well, but Black Ops 4 is actually a lesser value game. I've got no idea why. That one currently gives just a £2 voucher, so I left that one behind. The next one I picked up was also a Call of Duty game, but this one on the PS4, and that is Call of Duty World War II. This one is sold at £5 for CEX, and they give a £3 trade-in voucher. Now, this next one, I'd never even heard of this game. I don't know anything about it, and that is Wasteland 2 Director's Cut. This was, again, worth picking up because it sells for £6, trades in at £4, So yeah, happy enough to pick that one up. I might actually pop this in the PS4 and have a go, just to see what it's all about. And then what was definitely the find of the day was Assassin's Creed Rogue Remastered. Surprisingly to me, this is still quite a high value game. CX sold this for £12. It gives an £8 voucher. So yeah, I bought these 4 games and I've got the receipt here. Yeah, these cost me £1.95 each, so it was a £7.80 total. CX sell these as a total for £33 or a £19 trading value. So yeah, not too bad for £8 spent. And like I say, for what was just a couple of hours going around my locals, not too shabby at all. But as I head into the next few hunts, I'm going out for the whole day and I'm determined to not only find some good stuff, but to get some answers as to what's going on with charity shops. So let's go. Mate, you got any video games at all, pal?
No.
Don't sell them, no.
We don't sell them anymore.
No problem, I appreciate it. Anyway, thank you.
Right.
They don't sell video games anymore. Oh, that's what you guys do, that's sound, mate. Yeah, how much are your games, mate? Okay, so Oxfam was okay. They did actually have a couple of games. They said they don't sell games, but then I asked somebody else and they said there was some in the back. Sadly, it wasn't anything I wanted. It was like different versions of The Crew on the PlayStation 4. The Crew, if you didn't know, was like an online-only game. So you can't really play it now. The servers have been shut down. There's no trading values, even though CX still sell it for £6, but CX in it. I also saw a nice t-shirt, UFC one. I think it was £9. Had it been a better UFC event with like fighters that I've got more of an affiliation to on the back, I probably would have picked that one up, but it wasn't really an event or of any sort of fighters I had any interest in really. And a nice coat, actually. Randomly almost bought a coat. I think it was Monte Cristo Jr. I think it's a cigar make. Nice like tobacco coloured coat, real leather collar. It's only a tenner, but it just didn't fit right. So alas, we did leave empty-handed, but at least there was some semblance of decent stuff in that charity shop. So gives you a little bit of faith to keep going. So on to the next. You got any games for me today?
No, I
Just these couple here. Oh, I've heard that before.
yeah,
Fly behind, oh yeah.
Your lucky day.
Oh.
Your lucky day. You have to make the most of it. It doesn't happen very often.
Right, got you. I do like that charity shop. It's one of them that feels like a bit of an untapped resource. I always get like nice stuff in there. There's quite a lot of games, some nice board games and stuff like that. Nothing that was worth me picking up today, to be honest. Nothing I need for the collection, nothing that was worth picking up to trade in, but it's still good to actually see games and toys and that kind of thing. So yeah, always spurs you on to keep hunting, so let's carry on. Well, I appreciate the colour coordination in here. No games though. Okay, so the next leg of my East Midlands charity shop hunt has taken me to Alfreton. I've lost track of how many charity shops we've been to at this point, but this is somewhere I've had a lot of success in the past. So I'm hoping we can replicate that today. The reason I love hunting these charity shops is there's so many in such a small area. Alfreton's quite a small town, but I think there's like 6, 7, 8 charity shops all in this little area. So yeah, perfect place to hunt. Let's go. Oh, Alfreton started well. First charity shop, first pickup. Nice, quite a unique item that you just don't really see very often. Obviously, we'll overview everything I pick up later on in this video, but yeah, first one was a success. Let's hope we can keep that going. Is that like quite a normal thing now then? A lot of charity shops are doing that now, I guess.
I'm not sure, to be honest. It's just something that
like
we
a head
do.
office decision type thing.
Yeah, because they tend to, the donation
those through
centre,
them.
yeah, thank you. At donation centre, they tend to get the electricals, you see, so they get the games consoles.
Right.
So that's why we tend to send them there, because they normally
yeah.
put them on eBay as a bundle.
Ah, that makes sense. So if you get games in individually to this store,
Yeah.
they bundle them up with electronics, which I'm assuming have to be pat tested.
They do, that's why
And
we
then
have to
they'll-
send them.
Right,
yeah,
okay, so
'cause
that
we
makes
haven't got a
sense
pat
then, yeah.
tester at the minute, so we have to send all our electricals
Oh,
there.
okay, interesting. I appreciate that.
So if you look on our eBay site,
Yeah,
I think there's a couple of bundles on there at the minute, but I'm not sure.
brilliant.
you know,
Well, I appreciate you letting me know. Thanks a lot for the information.
No worries at all.
Have a nice day, lovey. Thank you.
You too.
So they've got some decent stuff in here in this cabinet. Some real nice bits. I've got a couple that I'll be picking up. Most of it's eBay or over, or CX or over. But I think there's a couple in here might be worth picking up. So I'm gonna go for them all. Okay, so yet again, Alfreton proved to be decent in the charity shops. Bernardo's, yeah, as you're seeing, they had quite a few. A lot of them were CX and above, but there was a few bargains in there which I grabbed. So, yeah, man, another decent hunt. Okay, so the footage that you've just seen is from Kirkby in Ashfield, Sutton in Ashfield, and all the charity shops in Derby city centre. Now, I very rarely have any success in city centres. There's just such a high footfall that, yeah, there's so many people coming in and out of them shops. It obviously makes it a lot harder to find things yourself. And all of my success came from Alfreton. Not for the first time. I actually found some nice bits in Alfreton. And yeah, I think that I found something that you just don't see very often. And as soon as I saw it, it was just one of them nostalgia things, right? And I picked up this Action Man kickboxer. This was my era. So this was 1995. I remember having these kind of Action Men as a kid. And yeah, I bought this just to pass it on to little man. There was a whole box of these. I think they wanted like £25 for the whole lot. I asked him if I could buy one for my lad and he said yes. So I bought this one for £3.50. So this will be going to RG Junior, and yeah, he can do what he wants with it. If he's outgrown this kind of thing now because he's succumbed to video games in recent times, he's probably busy with his Nintendo Switch. I'll give it to Mini Ghetto to chew the hell out of. But yeah, I just thought it was a really interesting piece to find. Nice box 1995 Action Man, and for £3.50 I thought it was worth picking up. But the rest of my finds I think were all from that Bernardo's. Now the first one is a CD, so it's the Ministry of Sound Hip Hop Anthems. Now I don't tend to buy compilations when it comes to music. I collect hip hop CDs, and I primarily prefer to buy studio albums of artists that I enjoy rather than compilations, but this was just £3, and for me it's worth picking up because I'm a man of simple pleasures, and one of the things that I love is going out hunting for video games and toys and stuff, and on the drive back after a job well done, I love putting on a CD that I found that day in a charity shop, bumping the music, and yeah, as you can see on this video clip now, I just absolutely love it, right? Living my best life. See if you can guess what tune on this album I am listening to in that video clip. Let me know down below. But yeah, I was happy to have that. Like I say, if nothing else, just for some fresh tunes on the way home, because I'm that old. My car is a CD player, right? And as you saw, there was a cabinet full of video games, and this is how I know things have changed, because back probably a year ago, 18 months ago, if I saw a cabinet full of video games, my heart would skip a beat and I'd be like, oh my god, I've hit the jackpot. Right, and I'd just be dead happy. Whereas now, when you see video games in abundance in a charity shop, you kind of know they're going to be highly priced, and that was the case with these. The vast majority of these were over CEX voucher price, I would say, somewhere in and around eBay and what CEX sell them for, maybe slightly less than that. But yeah, mid-range-ish for prices, nothing that I'd want to add to my collection really. There was one game which surprisingly was cheap and worth picking up to trade in, and that was this copy of Wii Sports, the cardboard sleeve variant. Now, Wii Sports, I'm sure, has helped grow many a collector's video game collections. I find so many of these throughout charity shops. This, Mario Kart, Wii games have paid for a large proportion of my collection, let me tell you. This got £4 on it, but they only charged me £3. They charged me £3 for everything that I picked up. So at CX currently, they're still charging £10 for this game, and it has a £6 voucher. So double my money in terms of what we get back in terms of voucher. And I absolutely love Wii Sports. To this day, I still enjoy playing the golf on Wii Sports. And this next one I picked up, I just couldn't leave it behind. It's so clean, it looks like it's been untouched. The manual looks immaculate. And that is for the OG Xbox Ninja Gaiden. And as you can see, it's just immaculate. Not a particularly great price, it's £3. They only charge £3.50 for it at CEX. And I don't collect OG Xbox, so I've picked this up for you guys. So if you want to win this one, just simply put in the comment section below Ninja Ghetto. So if you put in the comment section below Ninja Ghetto, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribed, and I'll give this away on next week's vlog. So yeah, if you're an OG Xbox collector, get in the comment section below. And yeah, not too bad, right? Alfreton came up trumps as it often does, but my biggest charity shop hunt was still yet to come. Okay, so my next leg of this charity shop mega hunt sees me in Coalville, and whilst Coalville is often quite a grey miserable place, it's especially so today. Looks like I've walked straight off a Silent Hill 2 set. But yeah, whilst the weather might be miserable, I'm hoping I can change the spirits by finding some stuff. There's loads of charity shops here. I've had a lot of success here in the past. From here, we've got Ashby de la Zouche and then Swaddling Coat. So yeah, big day of hunting ahead. Let's go get it. Did you say you get a lot of video games in? Or?
Not a lot, no, not like you do get a lot of. I think actually got blood DVDs. I think I've just stopped saying it.
Yeah.
I've got hundreds.
Nobody wants them, do
No
they?
one wants them.
No. You have to stop taking them.
I've got to say that. Cookery books, nothing. Oh my god, inundation.
Hey,
I
Libby.
can't see any. There's hundreds of DVDs,
Yeah.
but I can't see any games.
No
unless,
problem.
You know, there's some tucked in amongst them. But,
Yeah, that's fine, Libby.
but if we do find any, we can obviously put some.
Yeah,
on,
thank you. I
but
appreciate you looking.
Just popping in.
Yeah, we'll do.
All right.
Thanks a lot for that, love. Bye.
No problem.
Okay, so no real success in the first charity shop. It was nice of the ladies to have a look for me. Nice couple of Pro Evos as well, but I've already got the full 360 Pro Evo set, so there's nothing I needed. But there's loads more to be checking out around here. So, yeah, man, let's go. Okay, so no games in there, but really interesting that they had like a vintage section. There's a lot more vintage clothing shops opening now, and the majority of which I'm guessing is haunted from kilo sales and places like charity shops. So to see charity shops now doing their own vintage section at higher prices is interesting. They did have that nice Go-Go Yubari Kill Bill t-shirt, but sadly it was too small. If that had been in a large or extra large, I probably would have grabbed that. But yeah, let's keep going. Next stop is YMCA. Oh, okay, brilliant.
They're
So they've not
about
been
to
put
go
out yet.
out.
I'll have a look
No.
at them then. I get
And the
first look when doing it, that's
others
nice.
You do. The other should be.
Sorry, darling, I'm dancing for you now.
Yeah, the other ones are just there. Look.
Oh, brilliant. Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Cheers.
Don't mix those ones.
No, I won't, love it. I'll keep them separate for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's quite a good way of doing it. So basically you take each game, scan it.
CEX app.
Yeah.
See how much they're going to. If you were to buy that in CEX,
Yeah.
depending on the game like that one, that would probably be £1. If they sell them for 50p, I will put them at 50p.
But if it's a
Pure
bigger
sim-
value,
But if it's ones, I mean, if they give you over £5 cash for a game, I take it in the trade in
got
because
you.
they get nicked. So I ain't giving
Is
anybody.
there no
a
like
chance.
glass cabinet you can put them behind?
We
them?
have, but we
Got
haven't
ya.
enough room to put.
But generally speaking, if something was a £5, for example,
put it at
you'd put it
£2.50.
£2.50. I like that. That's quite a good way of doing it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you go
Okay.
to places and they charge more than, and you think, well, yeah.
£5, babe.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it is fun to stay at the YMCA. That's the second time I've been in that charity shop as they're putting stuff out. I grabbed a couple of nice games, and you probably heard me having a nice chat with the woman. It was really interesting to hear how she prices up. She basically looks at CEX. If it's high value, takes it to CEX. Lesser value, they just sell it for half what CEX sell it for. I think that's quite a good approach. I respect that. So I picked up quite a few bits. Also grabbed a nice VHS. Not that I collect VHS, but again, we'll look at all that when we get back. There's loads more for me to be hunting today. Let's go.
Roger.
Oh, nice. So how much was this?
£1.
£1.
Yeah, Nuneaton that was. Yeah,
Nuneaton charity shop.
Yeah.
I might have to go start going to Nuneaton. Look at that.
Mate, yeah, you should.
They weigh a ton as well, don't they?
Yeah,
These? They've got a controller in there and everything.
No
controller, but you've got all the
£1
wires.
anyway.
Box system, iconic box as well.
No.
£1.
Yeah, £1.
Can't even
mate.
get steak bake for £1 anymore, mate.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Great
Art
find.
Games on the back. So classics.
Classics. Great find, man.
Yeah, thank you. Mate.
Great find. Top then, mate. You have that.
Yes, matey.
And I'll take a couple of these.
Nice one.
I'll take a sweet as well.
Yeah.
I feel like I've done better at the deal. Okay, so that was balling. Not strictly a charity shop, but a second-hand shop. And I was in there looking about, and the guy recognised me, seen a few of my videos, so he showed me like that Xbox that he found. I bought a nice bit from there, and I'll just include that in what we pick up. But yeah, man, let's keep going. And continue we shall, but firstly I wanted to show you guys what I picked up from Coalville. We're going to pick it up where the footage left off at Ballin. So Ballin's like a vintage clothing shop. The owner in there is a top guy. Really enjoyed my time in there. We had a really good chat and there was some real nice stuff. There was a lot of nice Carhartt pieces, a couple of jackets that I wanted, but sadly they just weren't quite my size. But I did pick up a really nice t-shirt. It did me a good deal on this. I got this for just £14. So it's this Nike t-shirt, don't know what that is there, I'll get rid of that fluff. Yeah, I really like the colour of this one. And like I say guys, not strictly a charity shop, but still second-hand goods, and it was part of the journey, and I figured it might be something that you lot would be interested in. So if you are ever in the Coalville area, go and check out Ballin. I'll try and leave a link below to their Instagram account. But as you saw on the footage, I got some nice finds from the YMCA. Let's just get straight into them then, shall we? So the first one that I picked up, I already own. So this is going to be a giveaway, and that is Ridge Racer 7. So I paid just 50 pence for this. I absolutely love the Ridge Racer series. If this is anywhere near as good as Ridge Racer 6 that I paid for on the Xbox 360, then yeah, this will be a fantastic game. This one cost me 50 pence. They're currently charging £4 for it at CEX or £1.60 trade-in, but I already own this one. So I'm going to again give this away to one of you guys. Just simply put in the comments Ghetto Racer. So if this is one that you're interested in, Ghetto Racer, again make sure you sub, like the video and let me know below. Ghetto Racer, and on next week's vlog I'll give away this copy of Ridge Racer 7. That's inspired me to play actually, because like I say, I love Ridge Racer 6. I also picked up a copy of Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. This one is sold for £5 at CX, gives £3 trade-in. There's no signal in large areas of Coalville. There's a lot of things that aren't in Coalville. Google it, I'm not going to go into it now. But I just knew that I didn't own this one. It cost me £2, so I didn't overpay for it or anything like that. But yeah, this is one that I don't already own, so happy to pick that one up. And this next one is a franchise which I've never played. I don't know much about it. I believe this is the second release. So this is Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise. This isn't one that I see around too often. Again, this one cost me £2. CEX charged £4, which is in keeping with what the lady told me about sort of charging half of what CEX charge. And they give £1.60 trade-in for it. So I paid a total of £4.50 for these 3 games. CX would charge you £13, or alternatively I could go and trade them in for £6.20, so not too bad at all. And I really liked her philosophy on what she does. We'll touch on that a little bit more at the end of the video in terms of what I've learned from charity shops whilst going on these mega hunts. But yeah, I do think that she's onto something with the way in which she prices up. And just to prove that I don't collect VHS, I bought another VHS. I couldn't not. It just called to me, man. For the grand total of 50 pence, featuring Bugs Bunny and Michael Jordan, Space Jam. I don't know what it is. I mean, obviously I loved this film as a kid. Who didn't? But that green VHS box, oh man, it's just, yeah. I couldn't leave it behind. I told myself it's something I'll watch with the kids in here. It's probably on streaming services, on a bigger telly and better quality. I don't know why I keep buying VHS, but I just can't help myself. So yeah, picked that up as well. But it's a real nice finds in Coalville. But my favourite find, and definitely my most surprising find, is coming up next in Ashby de la Zouch. Let's go. Right, next stop, Ashby de la Zouch in Leicestershire. Yeah, equally as grey and miserable today, but loads of charity shops. It's like a big high street and they literally span one side straight down the other side. So it's a nice quick place to go and hit up a few charity shops. So yeah, first one is I think St Giles Hospice. Let's go. Around here then. No rush, darling. Okay, yep. There's some more there, is it? Brilliant.
Yeah, they've not actually
Oh,
got the
brilliant.
prices on.
Oh, the price is in them, you've just not been stickers yet.
Yeah.
Fantastic, brilliant, thanks, lovely. Thanks for letting me have a look, lovely. I appreciate that, darling. There's nothing I need. There's one there I like, but sadly it's got like a ding in the back. So, how do you price your games? Do you mind if I ask how you get your prices?
So it's sort of sold prices on eBay.
Yeah, so you just look at sold and then do like an average based on that. Yeah,
Just look a bit on
brilliant.
sold.
Yeah, that makes sense. The only reason I ask is because so many places seem to have so many varying different prices. And some people do 50p, some people do like more than it would cost brand new. And
Yeah, because we have an eBay. So Giles have an eBay site.
yeah,
Basically, so
Yeah, yeah,
if
yeah.
we can get more for it in the shop, sorry, on eBay.
then you go that
So
way.
something's worth say 40 quid.
Yeah, yeah.
We can't.
Something people
sell
don't
that.
necessarily sell in
Yeah.
store.
We'll send it off to our eBay site.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Well, I appreciate you letting me know. Thanks again for letting me have a look. I appreciate that. Thanks, lovey. Have a nice day. Okay, so another really interesting chat. Again, another charity shop which prices things differently. They go on eBay sold, and yeah, they're that really nice. I'm actually looking for PS2 steelbooks. I do already have the Godfather one, it's the Scarface one that I'm looking out for. Sadly, it was dinged up on the back anyway, but always nice to see. 20 quid, I think, is probably a little bit high. But yeah, again, always nice to see what people are doing. And that's what I'm trying to get with this video, as well as find stuff and prove that you can still find stuff. It's really trying to ascertain what charity shops are doing, because the prices are so varied between different shops. And I think there's a lot of people now say they're dead, a lot of people say they're too expensive, and some of them definitely are. So yeah, the more conversations I can have with charity shop workers about how they price it, the more knowledge we can all get, and then hopefully utilise going forwards. But there's plenty more charity shops up here, so let's keep going. Grabbing them. Well, I was not expecting that. You know, I always look out for football shirts, DVDs, Blu-rays, obviously video games, things I have an interest in, right? One of my huge passions is collecting trainers. I don't think I've ever bought a pair of trainers from a charity shop until now. And it's actually, whilst I was looking at them, said I could have them for less than what was on the price tag. It's not in perfect condition, but I think if I wash them up, we'll discuss all that later. But yeah, I've found a nice pair of trainers in a charity shop, so that is a first. Buzzing with that. Let's keep going. That is cool, right? Mario Sunshine Guy. However, the $24.99 price tag tells me a lot about this charity shop before I even go in. So collecting is like a lifelong disease, and this has just brought back so many memories. These bears, like as a young kid, I used to have these. I used to buy one when I went away with a family. Wow, I've not thought about these things in 30 years. Crazy. But what's even crazier than childhood nostalgia is finding a pair of trainers that you want in a charity shop. I don't think that's ever happened to me before, and the woman said to me I could have them for just £10. Now, admittedly, they had seen better days, but I've been living this trainer life for many years, pretty much my whole life. So I know what's superficial damage and what's damage which will ultimately come out in the washing machine, and I set to work. So pretty much as soon as I got back, I took the laces out of these things, gave them like a little pre-wash, and then I put them in a towel, put them in my washing machine on a 30-degree wash, no dry, no fabric conditioner or anything like that. Then I let them dry naturally outside. I shoved socks in the front of the shoe, which isn't going to do any harm to an Hirachi. Not only does that help keep the shape on the toe, it also helps them to loosen up a little bit, because Hirachis can run small, and these are a UK 10. I'm a 10, but normally you go up at least half a size with a Hirachi. But yeah, once they're dried, I put some laces in, and I'm happy to say these things have turned out so good for just £10. Now, to prove how much of a fan I am of this colourway, this is an OG colourway, so one of the first colourways of the Nike Air Hirachi. I bought these back in the day. So when these first dropped, I don't know when, way back when, I had a pair of these. These are re-released. You can tell by the patch on the tongue, it's different to the older version. But wow, £10? I could not be happier with how these things have turned out, and this hunt has led to so many varied different finds, right? That, yeah, I didn't know what to expect when I went down this journey of filming 50 charity shops. I didn't know if it was going to be underwhelming and I was going to be basically making a video saying to you guys, well, charity shops are dead. But yeah, that might well be my favourite find of this trip. However, it's not my best find, because that's about to come up in Swaddling Coat. Take a look at this. Next location is Swaddling Coat, and yes, it's still raining and it's still grey and miserable. There's quite a few charity shops in the little town centre, and then we're going to head to what is probably the biggest charity shop I know of, just outside of this. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so my first stop in the Swaddling Coat resulted in a GameCube game. Not very often you find them in a charity shop. A vinyl record and a VHS, so yeah, a mixed bag. Also, it seems that PDSA are selling a lot of that vintage line now. They have that really cool Expendables t-shirt. And I was actually talking to the chap that owns that sort of like clothing resale shop. And he said that apparently PDSA spent like 45 grand at like a big wholesalers on those kind of clothes. So that's why they've opened up these mini sections. So yeah, it's always nice to talk to people and learn a bit more information. So if you are into sort of like thrifty stuff,
you like getting your clothes and that kind of stuff, then definitely worth checking PDSA. But they all priced accordingly. All the Carhartt stuff was like 20 quid, so don't expect absolute bargains. But yeah, loads more charity shops. Let's keep going.
We go through them, we just mix them all up.
All
with
right, yeah,
DVDs.
brilliant, thank you.
So
I'll
if
have a
you
quick-
want to take that out onto the counter, once you've had a look through that one, there's 4 more there to go through.
All right, brilliant.
No
Okay, thank you.
worries.
Okay, so I've saved the biggest for last. I'm at the Sue Ryder Megastore. Yeah, this is probably the biggest charity shop I've ever been in. I've had mixed success. I found some retro here twice. Once they let me buy it, once they wouldn't let me buy it, but let's see what today brings. Excuse me, lovey. Sorry, do you mind if I have a look at the couple
Yeah,
of things?
that's fine.
Is that all right, darling? Yeah. Whoa, I said I was saving the biggest for last. I saved the best for last. Wow. So it's not very often you see Nintendo cardboard like that. I made some great purchases. Let's get back and take a look. Okay, so quick change of plans. So what I picked up from that huge Sue Ryder charity shop was not 1, but 2 PS4 controllers for £7.50 each. Now, if I'm looking at the right thing on CEX, these could potentially return me £52 in store credit. So a great buy for £7.50. The thing is, it's always a gamble with any kind of electronics, with taking things to CEX, whether that be a console, controllers, you never know. CEX could turn around and be dismayed by the tiniest little thing and basically refuse to take them off you. And the woman at the charity shop said I've got 1 week with which to return. So it's not a very long window. So I thought rather than going home and messing about and testing all this stuff and cleaning it myself, I thought I might as well just take it straight to CEX. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to take in these controllers. One thing to always look out for is the back. You need to have this. Now they both have this same sort of like slight peel in here. But as far as I'm aware, as long as you can see the barcode and the numbers, you're good. So hopefully CEX will take these and we'll have a nice voucher. But yeah, let's go and find out.
I told you I was saving the best finds till last, but before we get into the Sue Ryder mega charity shop, let's look at everything else that I picked up from Swaddling Co. Right, I think most of these came from one charity shop, except for maybe this one. This is just a DVD. This is a movie that I've been wanting to watch for quite some time. This is Ishi the Killer. It says on the back, an ultra dark, deeply unsettling, extreme psychological thriller from the director of Audition. Ichi the Killer is probably the most arresting and controversial movie of the last decade. Now that doesn't sound like I'll be showing many clips of this movie. But this is one that's come highly recommended to me from various different people, a few friends of mine over the years. Never got around to watching it, so for the grand total of 50 pence, definitely be popping that one in the DVD player, and maybe movie night that I have with my friend Big Steph in here every so often. So yeah, that was a decent pickup. And continuing with movies, now I want to stress once more, I don't collect VHS. But when I see them and they're cool, I can't help but pick them up. For the grand total of 50 pence, this was a 1998 release, animated movie, Batman Beyond Rebirth. This looks really cool, and again, just one of them ones that I can just stick on in here when me and little man and I'm pottering around, putting video games away, taking CX stickers off stuff. I can put this on and me and RG Jr. can watch this one together. And again, for 50 pence, I just can't leave these things behind, right? So yeah, Batman Beyond Rebirth. And then, I think I said in the footage, I found a GameCube game. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not the most desirable of GameCube games, but you don't see GameCube in charity shops very often. I once had a find, I think, Mario Sunshine in a charity shop, but that was a long while ago. I've had nothing since on the GameCube front. And I found this copy of FIFA Football 2004. Yes, it's only a FIFA game, but anything GameCube's cool in my opinion. I've since realised that I can't put this on my shelf because my GameCube shelf is full to capacity. There's nothing I want to swap out for FIFA. So this is going to be the third giveaway. So if you want a copy of GameCube FIFA Football 2004, put Ghetto FIFA in the comment section. And yeah, I'll give this one away as well on next week's vlog. And the only other pickup that I got was a vinyl record. And that was Soul Shaking. So 14 hits. Now, you don't find much hip-hop or other sort of genres that I enjoy listening to in charity shops. I did once find an NWA album. But aside from that, I find a lot of soul, a lot of Motown and soul music. And this is a compilation, some real good ones on there. And for the grand total of £1.99, you can't get much vinyl for £1.99. So yeah, pick that up. And I think what that sort of hunt showed is the real variation of things that I found. That one hunt alone, I've got a game, a VHS, a DVD, and a vinyl record. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And then we must get into the Sue Ryder Mega Charity Shop. So, those N64 games. I'm not an N64 collector, but when you see real retro in a charity shop, Nintendo cardboard, you get excited. I got excited. For a second I got overly excited because I'm not a big N64 guy. I'm not hugely knowledgeable of the library. And I thought Snowboard Kids was a rare one. It's actually Snowboard Kids 2, which is the rare one. So my excitement was sort of put on ice. Now the prices were okay. I wouldn't knock the prices. They were in and around what CEX sell them for. Had I been an N64 collector, I would definitely have picked them up because they were in decent condition. I think all of them, apart from Snowboard Kids, had the manual, but the cardboard was in good condition. And it's just fantastic to see real retro in a charity shop, right? Nothing worth me picking up because, as I said, there was no money to trade them in or anything like that. So I left them for somebody that actually wants them for their own N64 collection or to relive their own childhood memories. But the find of this whole hunt has to be those two PS4 controllers. I was shocked when I looked at the CX listings to see how much money they still trade in for. And as you've seen, CX took them. I made a £52 voucher from what, the £15 spent. I've since spent that voucher on a heavy hitting game, which I'll be showing on this Sunday's vlog for my collection. So that's kind of the best you can hope for, I think. I think the days of walking into a charity shop and finding rare retro N64 Super Nintendo for dirt cheap prices are gone. I think we all have to accept that. Those days are, yeah, they're never coming back. But you can still find these things, and you can still find things that you can take to CEX, flip, and ultimately buy something that you really want for your collection, which is what I've done. So yeah, I couldn't ask for much more from Swaddling Coat. It's also worth pointing out at this time that not every single charity shop hunt you go on is going to be successful. I also went to Lichfield as part of this 50 charity shop hunt, and I found absolutely nothing. There's loads of charity shops in Lichfield. I came away empty-handed. And it pretty much set the tone when I heard this on the very first charity shop that I went into.
I mean, computer game,
computer
Yeah,
goes.
No,
Yeah.
Get 'em
no,
in there.
most of ours go to eBay. You see,
Oh, you
because-
put them all on eBay, do you?
Yeah, the problem we have here is they get nicked if I put them out.
Oh, you're joking.
Yeah, so the
Right.
best thing for us to do is to put them on eBay and then they
Right,
sort
got
through
you.
them. Sorry.
Okay, that's a shame. Well, I appreciate you letting me know. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, sadly, that isn't the first time on these hunts that I've heard people not putting games out because they're getting stolen. That was something that I hadn't even thought about prior to making this video. I said at the start I'd set out to try and gain a better understanding as to what charity shops are doing with their games and why there's seemingly less of them on the shelves, and I think I've managed to do that. I know that I personally have learnt something. I've seen shops that, as we just mentioned, don't put them out because people steal them. Also ones that use CEX and charge somewhere in the middle, but if they're over a value, they will take them to CEX. I've also heard of shops which have decided to bundle all their games with consoles which are being pack tested elsewhere, sold as bigger bundles on eBay, and that's why we're not seeing them. So hopefully you guys have learned something as well. The other thing that I posed right at the start of this video was, are charity shops dead? Well, as I sit here in a t-shirt that I found, a pair of fresh trainers on my feet, and looking at a shelf full of VHS, DVDs, CDs, video games, toys, vinyl records, I think I can unequivocally say charity shops are not dead. I think what we need to do is tailor our expectations. Like I say, I don't think you're going to walk in anymore, find a £100 video game for 50 pence. The shops that still have a sort of standard charge, so I know of one charity shop still which sells all of its video games for £1.95. They're very much the exception, not the rule. There's not many that do that anymore. I think it's so easy now to check CEX, eBay sold listings, that the majority of charity shops are obviously going to be doing that and are therefore going to be trying to maximise profits for said charity, which is completely understandable. But I think if we tailor our expectations and know that if we're going on these hunts that you can still find things out there. I'm delighted with everything that I've found. I'm delighted with the variation of things that I've found, and for me personally, I just love going charity shop hunting. It's not always what you find. Sometimes it's going out with that optimism and that unknown element of it. You don't know what you're going to find. I've had some fantastic things over the years that I've found in charity shops that I would never have dreamed of finding. And for me, that's just what keeps you going. And yeah, if you like me and you love hunting charity shops, I hope that you've enjoyed this one. I hope you've learned something that you can take with you on your future hunts. And if you want to win one of the 3 giveaways that we've got going on, make sure you let me know in the comment section below. A lot of time and work behind the scenes has gone into making this video, as it's been something I've wanted to do for a long time. If you did enjoy it and you're not already subscribed, I'd appreciate you doing so. But as always, play your games, keep it retro. I'll see you on the next one. Take care.
You're watching the Retro Ghetto.
Ghetto.
Ghetto!
Yeah.
Lock into the retro ghetto. Come and have a look around in the ghetto. We got Sonic and Staples settle. Lock into the retro ghetto.